Hello my friends and welcome. We have the updates from the front lines. Let's go to this place near to Crimea because Russia again tried to counterattack our positions near to Davydov. They had the partial success in that area around 1 week ago, so it was 1 week ago. They got some sort of the ground in this forest and after it they stopped. Why did it happen? Because Ukraine mined all of the territory around, so it's very hard for Russia to offend. But they used the mine equipment that they install on their tanks, some sort of the plaques, but they used those unsuccessfully. Let me show you. We have the drone footage of the Russian tank on the mine field. This tank, as I said to you, is equipped with a special tool to demine the fields. So it was the usual operation. Some of the mines exploded. There were anti-infantry mines and also anti-tank mines. By the way, those demining plugs should be repaired after the certain number of the explosions. Probably it wasn't the case for the Russian tank because this side of the plug is totally destroyed together with the part of the caterpillar and the wheel. It is clearly a no-go situation for this tank. Crew evacuated from this vehicle and later on Ukraine dropped some of the packages to eliminate this tank forever. Nevertheless, Russia continued their assault using two of the armored vehicles, probably the BTRs. As you can see, this time they used the different tactics, the low number of the vehicles, the low number of the infantry with a high speed, but Ukrainian artillery was ready. Two of the Kabooms happened, eliminating the vehicles. A very precise job from the Ukrainian artillery, but we are waiting for Russians to assault from this direction. That is why it was very precise. As I say to you, it all happens near to Davydov in Crimea area. Russia tries to fence in this place and they want Ukraine to concentrate on defense in this area, taking the forces out from the Bakhmut side. However, most of the Russian attacks are in lack of initiative. However, Russia also tries to assault on Kupiansk from this direction. There, according to Ukrainian officials, Russia has some initiative action. As you can see, there is no gray zone. The front line is standstill for quite a long time, for a few months, but still the gray area exists over here. It means that the fighting continues in this place. However, according to the military map, there is also no movement so far from the Russian side. However, we have the map clarification in some of the areas. For example, over here, then Russia tried to assault and Ukraine pushed them back. It happened like this, so Ukraine took this territory. Russia tried to assault, but Ukraine pushed them away, and now we have the clarification of this map, so it is more or less as before. Let's speak about the southern Bakhmut area, Klishivka. There is no military map update. However, our guys went to the village. Alright, just to clarify, it's the road that leads to Klishivka, not the actual village itself. Unfortunately, we have some of the Ukrainian tanks that are going to assault on the Russian positions. Russia has some of the trenches. We landed our infantry on their positions and successfully took them. So it happened somewhere on this road that leads to the place. Unfortunately, yes, we don't have the confirmation about the actual fight in Klishivka. So far, Ukraine uses the artillery and the mortars to target the Russian positions over there. According to the Russian side, Ukraine has the new tactics. We eliminate everything on the enemy positions and then go with infantry. Even a single soldier may present a threat for our guys, so we try to use our surveillance to identify all of the enemy units and soldiers and then cover them with artillery. Let's check out the important update on the south, where it was reported that Ukraine took the Staromayorsk village. We start to receive those messages from the Ukrainian side this morning. However, later on that information wasn't confirmed and Russia still keeps the part of the Staromayorsk under their control, the largest part. What we have that Ukraine entered the village, taking a couple of the quarters of it. That's it. This is quite a strategic place because here is also other village and you can easily take it if you go from this direction and from the north as well. So something like here and like here, and you'll take Ruzzia, and there is the important road that leads to the south. Also from Staromayorsk there is the other road that leads to the south. So this village is kind of important. If you take this one, you can go to this direction and also to this direction in the future, obviously. The main problem for Ukraine is the same as for Russia on the northeast, the minefields. According to the Wall Street Journal, Ukraine just got 15% of all of the required tools to demine the fields before the counterattack started. That is why we bogged down a little. Some of the commenters say that it's failed, Ukrainian counterattack has failed. No, we are taking the ground, we are moving ahead, just with different tactics that require patience and time. And as for the Staromayorsk, we may go to the timeline. It was before and it was this morning. Hopefully we're gonna get it under control just a little bit later. As for the videos from that place, we have the confirmation that Ukraine uses the drones, the FPV drones, to target the Russian positions, as well as the anti-tank special tools like anti-tank rockets. So here we go with the Ukrainian system Fagot that might be used automatically. All of the videos that I am unable to show you here I will publish on my Telegram channel. You might find it in the video description. One more video from that area, a little bit south from the Staromayorsk. Ukraine just demolished the Russian artillery system. It was the big Kaboom. Russians tried to hide it in the forest. As you can see, there was lots of the ammunition as well, but our artillery found the place and sent the MLRS rockets to the place. And there was the artillery vehicle just in the forest. I hope you can see it. It's over here. This one is really powerful and it was totally kaput. Going a little bit to the west on the south front, here you can see Orikhiv and Robotine village that Ukraine tries to get under control. Unfortunately, today we have the new map clarification. It was yesterday, it is today. It doesn't mean that Russia went on a counterattack. The deep state map resource has received the precise information about the actual positions of Ukrainian army and the enemy. Russia is fully on defense over here and they're unable to move on attack. I showed you before the areas where they have the potential to move forward. What we have over here is the success of the Ukrainian Air Force. They dropped the JDAM shell, which hit somewhere in this place where there was the Russian military command headquarters. So this is the Ukrainian advancement area near to Orikhiv, and something around 10, maybe 12 kilometers away there was the Russian command headquarters, and it was targeted. We even have the video. Yes, the resolution is quite terrible. There is the building, it was already, and nice garden, nice fields around, so very maintained place. It wasn't actually the proper one for the Russian command to stay in, because that is what happened to the place after a few seconds. Just big kaboom. This is the better quality image and you may see the result of the aviation bomb. I think that with the 3 aviation bombs, this building would be totally grounded. This is the very powerful, the most powerful tool that we may use. It is hard to say about the Russian side losses, but I think that they could have been in this area. So this is the administrative building. I guess this is the most frequently used part of it. And it's not really ruined. However, people over there may got wounds because of the shock wave and some of the debris. Russia uses the very interesting vehicles nowadays. So this is the very old MTLB, and they put some sort of the turret on the top with a huge gun. The cabin is mostly open, as you can see, and unarmored. It means that Russia started to improvise because they're in lack of the normal tools to withstand the Ukrainian offensive on the south and also on the east. Awesome news about the Ukrainian pilot training. It will start in 1 week or maximum 2 weeks, because today Joe Biden approved the deal for European countries to start the training on F-16s. Maybe we helped with that, because yesterday I told you that White House hadn't approved the deal. Well, today Biden signed the offer for Ukrainian pilots, and soon they will be trained, and after that we're gonna receive F-16s. Hopefully not just F-16s. The leader of Azov, Denis Redis, who went from Turkey to Ukraine recently, is already with his soldiers. Awesome. About the Wagner forces that moved to Belarus recently, there is no threat for Ukraine from their side. That is the official statement of the Ukrainian military. And we have the new statement from Prigozhin. He says that the Russian Ministry of Defense is a very important state body. However, that structure was privatized by the group of individuals. And also, I would say, monetized for them personally. So this doesn't mean that we should participate in the crime, Prigozhin says. In general, he still continued to follow his line and blame the Russian military command. I would say that this is not over. The British Defense Intelligence says that Russia went to the period of confusion and negotiations about Wagner. Wagner handed over around 2,000 pieces of military equipment to the Russian army. Wagner's arrived to Belarus, we know it, and the Wagner social media activated the activity, mostly highlighting the Wagner operation in Africa. We see what will happen to Wagner, but they're definitely in opposition to the very important forces in the Russian military command. Russia started to produce more of the kamikaze Lancet drones, and I would say that this is the most efficient weaponry they have, because they bought the license of Israeli-made drone long time ago and start to produce their own. Basically the same vehicle, just some of the features were removed and new introduced. It is hard to detect those drones, and unfortunately they may target and eliminate every modern tank. Alright, more conflicts in Russia, this time within the Russian army. Yes, I will continue to tell you about it because it's very important. This time, someone from the Russian Airborne Division, which is now located in Bakhmut, recorded the audio message with the warning towards the Russian military command. He says that if they touch their general, the Airborne Division will take off from the Bakhmut place and go to us, I guess to Moscow. So Prigozhin opened this Pandora box, and some of the force elements would like to achieve their goals in the same way as Prigozhin tried to do it. As for the Major General Ivan Popov, who was also dismissed from his position controlling the army on the southern front lines, was moved out from Russia to Syria. Syria now is some sort of the prison territory for those Russian commanders who went not in favor of the main Russian military command. One of the biggest Russian ammunition warehouses was kaboomed today near to Luhansk. Again, the Storm Shadow cruise missiles help a lot, or it was done by this pigeon. There was also the sea drone spotted near to Sevastopol. Russia opened the fire. They say that they eliminated the drone. However, there is no confirmation shown on the video. My friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on situation in Ukraine. Don't forget to press the like to this video, and also if you want to support my job, there will be some of the links in a video description just below for you to do so. Obviously, if you want, you may support me on Patreon, on the sponsorship of this YouTube channel directly, or through the PayPal. Thank you so much for your kind support. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.